Hello, I'm Jared, and the scientist I picked to interview is Professor Zoltan, and he was my professor for electronics and communications this past semester, and he also works at the Laboratory for Atmospheric and Space Physics here at CU. So that's his main work, but he does a lot of work and research with satellites and instruments that actually go into space, so pretty neat. So my first question to him was, what's the first thing that inspired you to study electronics? And his answer was basically that he thought that a lot of the concepts with electronics are quite beautiful, with Fourier and Laplace transforms, that they're just elegant. Another thing is that when he first tried doing these things, he found it very difficult, and he wanted to have a second chance at it. So that's how he actually gained a lot of his passion for it, was failing the first time and then learning how to actually do it and become competent at it. So the next question I asked is what challenges he had and how did he overcome them. And what he said was that he didn't particularly remember any challenges he had getting into the field he is in, but he just remembers being surrounded by wonderful colleagues and really supportive people. So I think the takeaway from that is, as long as you're passionate about something, there really shouldn't be any challenges. You enjoy it, and so you learn how to do it. So my next question was, what's your favorite aspect of your work? So number one, it's the classic scientist answer, and that's to figure out how something works. The second one that he really enjoys is being a teacher and actually seeing students in the lab learning what he teaches from his lectures, and he just likes to see that aha moment, that students get when they finally understand something. Next question was, is being able to write important for your profession? And he basically just answered that with, it is very important. You need to be able to convey what you want clearly and concisely. That's kind of what science writing is about, is that clear and concise, brief, and just to the point type writing. Okay, so this one I'm just going to read off, but my question was, how do you explain what you do to somebody without any kind of technical background? And so here's his answer. I have a long and a short version of this conversation, as it comes up very often. In the short version, I build rockets and spacecraft instruments. In the long story, I explore the formation of the universe through dust research. Dust is how heavier elements from dead stars reincarnate into new stars and forming planetary systems and ultimately life. We are indeed made out of stardust. The follow-up questions usually define the rest of the conversation. So it's just, he does some really neat stuff and he's passionate about it, so that's awesome. Okay, so the next question I asked was, has your knowledge and expertise as a scientist helped in other aspects of your life? And he got to answer that with a yes and no. Being an experimental scientist, he says, helps, formulate how to solve problems in your life, and kind of gives you a good method and kind of builds the neurons, the patterns so that you can solve problems. He also just brought the fact that, just because he's a scientist doesn't make him a different human being than other people. And, that's true. And my last question was, what does he think the next biggest breakthrough in electronics will be? And he just answered that with, in the huge growth that he's seen from when he started, it's been incredible. And frankly, he just said that, electronics has already transformed our lives, so really anything else that happens is kind of icing on the cake to him, in his mind. So that was my interview with Professor Sternovsky, and why he chose to be a scientist and what he does for a living. And so